Hey, warriors. Do you feel yourself being swept away by a torrent that you did not choose for your own life in this chaotic modern world? The world outside is an invasion of expectations, pressures, and fears that demand your attention every single second of your precious and limited day. But today, we will stop running. We are going to start building something that no storm can ever wash away or break into pieces. Welcome to the architecture of the inner citadel. This is the only place in existence where no army, no matter how large, can ever invade. This ancient wisdom was once the sanctuary of emperors and slaves alike. It is the art of becoming immutable amidst a world of constant flux. Empires fall, statues crumble, and civilizations vanish into the sand. But the architecture of the mind remains the only true foundation for a powerful life. While everything around you is breaking, you can remain whole. You are the architect, and your spirit is the stone that will never shatter. Let us begin by mapping the territory of your soul. We will define the borders where your power ends and where the world's noise begins. You are more than your reactions. You are the observer of the storm, the silent witness to the chaos that surrounds your physical being every day. Listen to the rhythm of your own heart. It beats regardless of what the news says or what your neighbor thinks about your current life choices. This is your starting point, the realization that you are the master of your internal space. Now, let us face the shadows that dwell within. Why are you so vulnerable to the world? It is because you have not yet understood the fingerprints of your own shadow lurking in the dark. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." You must look deeper. We often react to the world like puppets on strings, pulled by old traumas and unnamed fears that we have buried deep within our own subconscious. Epictetus taught us that it is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of those things. Your shadow is the lens that distorts reality. Your anger, your jealousy, and your anxiety are not external enemies. They are the cracks in your fortress that allow the world to hurt you. The first step of the fortress is not building walls, but seeing the enemy within. You must name your demons before you can tame them. Walking through your own darkness is the only way to find the light of true awareness. Do not be afraid of what you might find there. Every past hurt is a brick that you can either use to build a prison or a pedestal. The choice depends on your conscious awareness. Rewire your responses. Instead of flinching when the world strikes, observe the impulse. See the string before it pulls you into an old reaction. Integrate your shadow. Accept that you have the capacity for chaos, and by accepting it, you gain the power to keep it under control. A fortress built on denial is fragile. A fortress built on the truth of your own complexity is unbreakable. Face yourself to become your master. When you no longer fear your own internal darkness, the darkness of the world outside loses its power over your heart and your mind. You are finding your center. The fingerprints of the shadow are being washed away by the light of your newfound and courageous self-honesty today. Now that we have identified the internal landscape, let us draw the lines of defense. Let us learn the sacred dichotomy of control now. This is where your will becomes steel. This is where you decide what stays out and what is allowed to enter your sacred inner space. Imagine a lake so still that it reflects the heavens. This is the state of a mind that knows its own boundaries and limits. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Happiness depends on the quality of your thoughts. To maintain that quality, you must know what you can actually control. Your Faudai, your fortress, is built with bricks of distinction. On one side is your will, your intentions, and your own moral character. On the other side is everything else. The weather, the past, the opinions of others, and the inevitable passage of time and aging process. You cannot control the storm, but you have absolute power over how your sails are positioned to catch the wind and steer your course. Why waste your spirit's energy on the things you cannot change? It is like trying to stop the rain with your bare, trembling hands. Every time you let an insult hurt you, you are handing the keys of your fortress to a stranger who does not care about you. Take back your keys. Define your borders. Your internal peace is a sovereign state that requires a passport for any external event to enter. The event is neutral. It is your judgment that gives it the power to disturb your soul. Change the judgment, and you change your world. Focus on the craft of your own character. Be the master of your reactions, and you will become the master of your entire destiny. When you stop struggling against the uncontrollable, you free up a massive amount of energy to build the life you actually want to live. Ask yourself every morning, what is within my power today? Focus only on that, and let the rest of the world spin as it will. This is your anchor. The dichotomy of control is the foundation of the inner citadel. It keeps you grounded when the world goes mad. In the face of the infinite universe, your small daily troubles vanish. Keep your perspective high, and your fortress will be built on truth. Now that the foundation is set, we must temper the walls with the heat of our greatest fears and turn them into our strength. Fear is not a barrier. It is the raw material for your courage. Like iron in a forge, your spirit must be tested to be strong. Seneca once said that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. We must bring our fears into the light to destroy their power. Premeditatio malorum. The practice of visualizing the worst. Not to be pessimistic, but to realize that you can survive whatever comes your way. If you lost everything tomorrow, who would you be? The man who has already faced this question in his mind cannot be broken. Your resilience is built on the ruins of your comfort zone. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to endure. When you integrate your fear, your fortress becomes impenetrable. You no longer run from the shadows because you have become the light that guides. The obstacle is the way. Every difficulty you face is a training ground for your soul to become more resilient and more powerful than before. Take a deep breath. Right now, acknowledge that you have survived 100% of your worst days. You are a survivor, a true warrior. Now, take a moment to commit. Type in the comments below. I take back control of my life. Set your intention in stone today. Your commitment is the seal on the gates of your inner citadel. It announces to the world that you are no longer a victim. The world will try to break your resolve. It will test your new walls. But your walls are made of integrated fear and hard-won wisdom. You move differently when you are no longer afraid of losing what you never truly owned. You move with the grace of a free man. Be the lion who is aware of its strength but chooses the path of peace. True power is the ability to remain calm under pressure. You are now entering the final stage of your architecture. The most powerful weapon in your arsenal, the architecture of absolute silence. Silence is not the absence of sound. It is the presence of internal order. It is the ultimate shield against the noise of the world. In the center of your fortress lies a garden of stillness. Here, the noise of external opinions cannot reach your ears or your heart. When the world screams for your attention, your silence is a revolutionary act. It is the refusal to be moved by things that don't matter. Silence allows you to hear the truth. It allows you to see the world as it is, not as your emotions want it to be. This is where the architecture of the Fao Dai is completed. When you no longer react, you finally begin to create your own reality. Remember this. Your silence is your strength. A man who cannot be provoked is a man who cannot be defeated by any external force. Within this silence, you find your true voice. Not the voice that argues or defends, but the voice that speaks with quiet, unshakable authority. You have walked the path from chaos to order. You have built your walls, integrated your shadows, and found your center in the quiet stillness. Every moment of silence is a brick in your fortress. Protect it fiercely. It is the most valuable asset you possess in this loud world. The inner citadel is now complete. You are ready to step back into the world, not as a victim, but as a sovereign ruler. The world hasn't changed. The chaos is still there. But you have changed. You are now the master of the space between event and reaction. Let the storms come. Let the crowds shout. Your Faudai is built on the rock of your own conscious and disciplined internal will. This is your declaration. You are a warrior of the spirit. You are the architect of your own peace. You are finally, truly free. The world will no longer tell you who to be. You will decide. From the depths of your citadel, you will command your own life. Step out into the world. Carry your fortress with you. It is not a place you go to. It is a state you live from. Be immutable. Be unshakable. Be the king of your own soul. The path is clear, and the strength is already within your courageous heart. Go now, and meet your destiny, not as a leaf in the wind, but as the wind itself. You are the architect. You are the citadel. Thank you for joining this journey. May your inner fortress stand for 1,000 years against the tides of time and all human chaos. Stay strong, stay silent, stay immutable. I will see you at the peak of your own freedom and the height of your true power. Become immutable. Your architecture is complete. Now, live the life you were meant to lead as the true master of your internal world.